Ndị be anyị ekenekwanụ m unu. Anyị sị ka nke onye chiri ya zelu. Anyị sị n'ụbọchị nke taa mara na anyị na mma na ihe a dị ka echi na echi ada agwụ agwụ. Otu anyị kwuru otu akọ ya dịrịrị. Ise dịka o si dị ya bụ Eastern News 24 ka anyị si wetara ya bụ ozi unu je gị n'ugbu a n'iru akwụkwọ gbasata maka ya bụ ife na-eme n'obodo nọ n'ime ya anụ nwere ụwa na-azụ n'ala Igbo. Alright, ya wetara n'ụbọchị nke taa bụ one of the Biafran activists wetara anyị ozi, quote, Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has sent 24 Israeli citizens to arrive Nigeria ahead of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial on 21st of March 2025. UN, AU, European Union are watching. All right, this is according to the Biafran activist Wetela Bozi Onwa Digonu. The massive jubilation because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released. That is it. Oh yeah, Masam, can I get ya before you make your weapon? I guess can I drop if I channel think right over to you, sir.
Two gentlemen you see here, they are Israelites and they are our brothers. Wherever we see them around the world, we always identify with them. They are here. Please, can you say hello?
We hope you make a Biafran state in Nigeria.
We wish you well. We wish you success. You're clever people. You're intelligent people. Don't let the people, what they do to you, put you down. You stay strong, and God will help you. God will protect you.
Thank you so much. You
can hear on the right side.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I can hear what he's praying for every Biafran. This is an Israel. This is an Israeli. They are praying and supporting us to have our own life back, just as UK had their Brexit and had their life back. We also gonna have our life back because we are peaceful people. We want to live in peace. That's why we want to exit out of Nigeria. Can you say hello to our
brothers in Biafra? You are from the same fathers as us, and we wish you peace and safety, and no one should take your land, and no one should take your properties, and God should protect you and help you prosper and do it.
Amen. Okay, you have heard it. Our two brothers here.
It's my pleasure to meet you. What's your name?
My name is Prince Jejeman.
Prince, nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'm Solomon. Prince. Yeah, Solomon.
You have a very important name. Solomon
name
was the most intelligent person who ever lived. Yeah.
Thank you. So, and my nickname is Prince Jejeman. You can check me out on YouTube. I have a song rightly by Janjaweed, and that song is telling the terrorists in Nigeria that we are fed up, that we want to go back to our land. You understand? That is the title of that song, by Janjaweed, because Janjaweed are the people that are terrorizing Nigeria. The Nigerian government supported them. They are Fulani from West Africa. They brought them in as machinery. What they are trying to do in Nigeria is to take other people's land and change.
We are any day. I can tell you. So apart from trying to fight over insurgency that is growing up between West Africa, Sahel region, and other areas, the American government, especially the world powers, the world leaders, should look at the direction of establishing a recognized nation called Biafra.
But let me ask you this question. What do you make of the recent move coming from the Middle Belt, trying to form alliance with the Igbos for a common goal to prevent the killing by the marauding Fulani?
You know, unfortunately, the domain that was sold to them by the British government and the Fulanis and the Hausas that pushed them to Nigeria Biafra war, they were at the forefront. The Middle Belt has fought that war, you know, because the Fulanis were behind pushing them, and the Hausas were behind. They didn't know what to do at that particular time, you know, pushing them. And unfortunately, most of the people that fought that war were, you know, mostly, you know, but when the consciousness started coming, we discovered what happened at Gideon Oka School, you know, where our IBB almost escaped or hurt, you understand, but it took a lot of dimensions. I think that was the beginning of an eye-opener, and people begin to understand that actually, you know, Ojukwu never made a mistake. You know, the Igbo people never made a mistake. You know, the Igbo people were actually peaceful. You know, that the problem we're having is the Fulani in alliances with the Northerners. And of course, the British government at that time, you know, to impose sovereignty upon the people who are already independent. The Biafrans were independent before they decided to want to impose independence on Nigeria. We are independent people. So if you look at
So the military, the British government made an organized system.
yeah, of course, according to they are the one that said it too. That it took them 35 years or thereabout to penetrate because of the system they already have on ground. But what we are saying presently now, the likes of Israel, the likes of Russia, the likes of America, and our allies should understand that Igbo man is not a violent man. Igbo man is not a man associated with serial killing.
I think that has been established at the international level.
No. You know what I'm telling you, you understand that it has gotten to a point that the world should do the needful. I don't want to still believe under Trump's administration that the present United Nations under Anthony Guterres is still pro-Islam. We are not seeing that liberality and the full function of of United Nations in all ramifications. We are a nation that have been agitating for so long, like Biafra, to have international support at this point in time. And I know they're going to get it. They're going to have it.
Before me to jump in, you know why I said it? Because we understand that UN, the other time, I'm talking about UN working group on arbitrary detention, were very emphatic that Nnamdi Kanu should be released unconditionally. And they have not changed their position. And they have refused to see IPOB the way Nigerian government see it. Up to today, they see IPOB as a non-violent movement. So it goes to show that the world is...
Yes. It is. It has to come with time. It's a gradual process, But unfortunately for Nigeria does not understand the body languages of when it comes to a statement issued from international organizations and bodies like United Nations and agencies, that surround the United Nations. When they make such statement, Nigeria seems to overlook it. But they are documenting it. They are taking stock of this thing. One day it will be used against Nigeria. On the day of judgment, there's no how Nigeria is going to escape the judgment of the when it comes. The system, that produced and gave back to Biafra is going to judge Nigeria.
Now, I want to take your attention to the European countries, people in the West, the way and manner they willingly volunteer. Because there's a trending video where you can clearly see a white man saying that his support of Biafra is genuine and that he's not being paid. That, of course, he said Nigeria have lost the war.
Let me tell you the history of Julius Berger. A lot of people may not understand the history of Julius Berger. Julius Berger was a German Jew, and unfortunately, he was a big man as at that time. But do you know what happened to Julius Berger? His wife and himself died of hunger in concentration camp in Berlin. Simply because he's a Jew.
But what do you think would have endeared Biafrans into the heart of people far away Europe?
Bro, let me tell you, it's the spread, the Igbo spread, the Igbo relevance in all sectors of the world. The Igbos trying to contribute their own quota in development of humanity. The Igbo has to show integrity in terms of professionalism, the resilience to get the best, to offer the best to a system, to a world, to a community, to a global atmosphere is what has endured. See, anybody you are seeing, how do America launder their image? Even when we are here as kids, when we see the kind of team that we watch, we say, America. They have successfully laundered their image. Igbos have successfully laundered their image globally, even without anything from the federal government. They struggled. As Republicans they are, at every point in time, you see them sweating under the sun 24 hours. And you think that the world is not watching. If you come to the issue of medical research, the Igbos are there. You come to YouTube, IT, Igbos are there. You come to football, Igbos are there. You come to music, Igbos are there. You come to culture, Igbos are there. You come to going to the moon, Igbos are there. You come to keep bringing, what's it called? Security globally. Emmanuel is there, the founder of Microsoft, the only man who calculated 1 billion messages in 1 second. Nobody have done it. Nobody have broken that record. It's coming from an Igbo man. So they have seen in all ramification that the sophistication of these people is enough for them to be recognized. How do they recognize? Go and see the foundations and the groundbreaking record of Igbos globally. in Guinness Book of Record. Go to there and find out, who broke the Guinness Book of Record more than any other tribe. That's why they said. I mentioned it sometime in this platform. The fourth richest, and of course, the sixth most traveled tribe in the world.
I was wondering, because even after Nigerian government tagged IPOB a terrorist organization, Biafrans gathered in Latifindad under the watchful eye of international media, and they declared Biafra.
Yeah.
Nobody was harassed, nobody was arrested. It means the world understand that these are peaceful people, and what they want is self-determination. And apart from that, you address it together. The foreign affairs minister from Russia made it very clear that the countries of the world and UN should, going forward, start respecting self-determination.
Yes, agreed with the Russian foreign minister when he made that statement. He's not the only one that has made that statement. A lot of people has made that statement in that regard. But he came to a point because, see, Vladimir Putin understand the presence of Biafra. I can tell the country solidly. They don't need anybody to introduce anything to them, And these nations across the globe, even in Japan, China, they have ties. They have areas where these things are being discussed. It is possible that Biafra is already breaking their ties with United Kingdom, Britain, and they understand that. Britain understand that very well, and they are ready to let go. They are ready to sign, endorse it, to give a signature to it. Then coming to the establishment of IPOB, how IPOB came about, if you look at the charter that established something like that has to do with self-determination, you will see that it's already in line with United Nations requirements charter. So when you talk about indigenous people, it gives United Nations the impact that is required to understand a civil society, a civil nation, a sovereign nation like Biafra. Because we are talking about indigenous people. And if you look at it from all ramifications, Biafra as a nation has the spread, has what it takes to stand as a nation. A population of 80 million is not a joke. A population, I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about those who are already writing to the American government, writing to United Nations, writing to the world, about their interest to join Biafra movement at any point in time. And not only that, get involved into multi-billion dollar first phase of project sponsorship in Biafra land when it is being recognized.
But were you surprised when Putin invited Biafran exiled soldiers to join BRICS, saying that Nigerian government is not a member of that economic bloc?
Yes, that's why I'm saying that already now you can see the Cold War between China and America, and America is very careful because America needs some allies also in West Africa and of course in Africa, and Biafra is ready to fill that space as one of the Sahel nations. China also is fighting for a space in Africa. But let me tell you, the concept of BRICS was as a result of what France and Germany and the rest of them were trying to do, recolonizing Africa again, bringing Africa, suppressing Africa the more until the likes of the guy from Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, Senegal, and the rest of them begin to rise to question the rationale why a nation like Burkina Faso, Niger, can be a sovereign nation and they don't have a central bank, and the central bank is in France. So many of these things, they looked at it and said, no, we need to stand up, we need to do, and that was what happened. And when they came out, you can see that every French soldier in that land were sent back to their lands, respectively. So, in order to see how they are going to come back to recognition, by these world powers, you cannot tell anybody today that Moscow, which is the largest country in the world, seeking relevance in Africa, should just be something, no, that's not correct. So they are looking at potential, partners, and they see Biafra as a potential partner. Because the Biafran government, the Biafra agitation is well organized all over the world. You can see them, you can feel them, they are not hidden. So, and having enjoyed an intelligence report that any moment from now, the nation is going to emerge. And remember, once Biafra emerge, a lot of nations will want to, engage in bilateral relationship, either the ones to maintain the ones they have gone into or to establish new ones. So, Biafra, Russia recognizing Biafra as a big partner, well, it's a good development, and I think a lot of Biafran's professionals, has worked towards that direction, and it's a good development for Biafra. And of course, what they want to understand with the trade agreement between currency agreement between the Sahel nation, which they are already including Biafra. But the significant factor of this is that they are already foreseeing that Biafra is going to be the giant of Africa in less than 5 years of establishment, meaning that the world are ready to deposit over $300 trillion on the first phase of establishing Biafra as a sovereign nation, considering the maritime strength of Biafra that is connected to the Russian, China, and the rest of the world, and other things that has to do with human resources, and of course intelligence, and the resilience to go into innovation without any white man's input.
Now let me ask this question, because we understand that someone like Nnamdi Kanu have been in castration on TSSO unjustly, while equally seen Samanepa being held by Finnish authority. In the event that Nnamdi Kanu is released, going by the protracted detention, do you think he will still have the morale to continue with the struggle?
The United Nations is already jubilating because Nnamdi Kanu has already made the requirement for the recognition of Biafra. That's the joy of that resilient spirit, and that's the joy of what we want to see. We want to see, is this guy actually serious about this? And Nnamdi Kanu has proved it over the years, that he is ready, and he has shown that he's committed to that struggle. That's what the United Nations want to see. You look at the case of all the freedom fighters all over the world, from Ahmad Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, a lot of them, Karl Marx, what is the guy from Cuba, Fidel Castro. Look at all of them from the beginning. Even this George Washington of America, look at their past too, they have tested these people, and you remember that it's even glorious and marvelous that the Northern Elders Forum are saying that now that Igbos have gotten a leader, that Nnamdi Kanu is the new face of leadership of Igbo people. So it's a credit to to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's a credit to the agitation. It's a credit to the United Nations recognition of all the protocols, of all the workabilities and modalities of self-determination. Nnamdi Kanu has consistently made those requirements.
Okay, now let us take our attention to Igbo proper, River State proper. Because the way it stands, someone like I said, Ikuba come out clearly to say, surprisingly anyway, that the River State, Ijaw, almost everywhere is populated by the Igbos. There's a video where he have atomized it, community by community, how they came from different
Pastor,
of course, it's an eye-opening.
Pastor, no, to them, Abi, to them, not forgetting that Sarah Wiwa is still occupying Odumeko Duku's house up to this moment. He died. Abundant property. The most of them changed their name after schooling in Umaya Government College. Every class schooled in Government College Umaya. All of them schooled in Government College Umaya. That's because of war, which can happen at any point in time. You just turn against your blood brothers. That's quite unfortunate. Today, you can see what is happening. Even Fubara himself knows. Yes, at every point in time, I can give you, he even said that most of those people who are militants in Niger Delta militants are Igbos. The governor said it. Bros, I can tell you what Awolowo said during the eve of Niger Biafra war. The war is supposed to take place like tomorrow, and there's a press statement by Awolowo. Awolowo, unfortunately, Awolowo went to that way somehow, but I can tell you that the population of minorities in Nigeria is not less than 1 million in the eastern region. We can go and find out the record. And why Awolowo was saying, this remaining 900,000 people, can you protect them? What does it mean? That even in Bayelsa State, you see Igbo communities.
So that is true.
No, but I don't know what is true. I don't know how this. Because when we talk about Ijaw, Isaac Boro, I don't want to go there. I can tell you history of what transpired because I've been in Bayelsa, I've been in Amasoma, and there's no place in Bayelsa I've not been to. I've been to where an MSA came from. Most of our MSA children married Igbo, but you will not know But every time they come to the public, they downgrade Igbo. I'll tell the River State, and I can tell you.
No,
Clearly.
made it
So
very clear.
what he's telling you, what he's telling you, is in line with what we can say. Is it not in line? We can say very, very clearly that they just are in minority, and without Igbo, there's not no Ijaw. But that's not what we're looking at, because the Ijaw nation has been there before. Of course, part of River State was also part of what we are seeing in Bayelsa State. But that's not the reason that we have come to acknowledge that the only place we have Ijaw is in Bayelsa, but it just spreads like Igbo spreads. And what we are trying to tell our South brothers is that there is no nation without ethnic minorities. I've never seen.
But in South, like they want to call it, going by political creation, in Delta State, for instance, Delta North Territorial District is purely Igbo-speaking part of Delta. Talking about 9 local governments and the biggest Territorial District in Delta State. Of course, that is the Territorial District of the senator talking about Nnamdi Kanu. And Nnamdi Kanu have made it very clear that he's an Igbo man.
No, he's not hiding it. Okay, let me tell you, we understand what happened. But as I'm telling you, it's going to be like the Jews of this world today. The coming together of the Jews. I'm telling you that. What you're seeing in Israel, the coming together of all the Jews all over the world, it's going to happen in Biafra land, where all these fragments created by the Northern Fulanese and Yoruba Arabs, to make sure that they dig their holes. One day, that discrimination, that divide, that division they have created as a result of that war, people will cover it up. People will blend and know that, of course, over the years, Igbo man has proven that he can live without the oil. And still, they are the 4th richest tribe in the world. But without oil, you're not going to sell oil, no, not that oil. So people, when they carry the oil, they know themselves. They go say they don't know themselves. They know themselves. As simple as that. But Igbo man has lived without that oil for how many years and still come out and enjoy a wonderful record in the global space as the 4th richest tribe in the world. The 6th most traveled. So what does that tell you?
But when we are talking about South, East, North, West, Northeast, some people will argue that it is for ease of governance. But some people argue that it was a way of trying to fragment the Igbos.
Okay, let me tell you, if it is for ease of governance, why is it that the North still referred Middle Belt as the North?
North Central.
No, North Central still referred as the North. If it's for easy governance, then when they want to do a coalition, they talk about 19. Okay, you hear what I'm saying? They talk about 19 states of the North. But do you understand what I'm saying? But here, when you say, I want to go to Port Harcourt, they will tell you, say Port Harcourt is not Igbo.
South.
They say, Benin CC, if you go to there, CC, bros, that's why they told you that Igbos is the largest ethnic nationality in Nigeria. Foremost pesetas in Nigeria. No, we take the record.
And the 4th richest tribe in the whole world.
Well, I'll go and find out. I will continue to say it. If you have any other thing, you bring it. Let us make our verifications. You see what? Yes. You see what is happening in Anambra State now. On Obi Kubana's 50th birthday, somebody from Umuahia that Obi Kubana helped with just a keke driver, no school, nothing. The man decided to help him, has given Obi Kubana up to 100 keke for his birthday. Is Obi Kubana going to chop the keke? He's going to give it out. But that's what I'm talking about, where you don't understand that this is not, wake up in the morning, you go to an office and use your Bible and you siphon money. You do not contribute any skillful, any productive input in the society. The Igbo people are the people who are struggling to Nigeria to move forward. The former president said that Igbos are mobile economy. This one is saying, no, this guy. Then at the end, when it comes to reality, the Igbo man is good. See, bros, we cannot continue to put the black man nature, the black man world into the gutters, simply because we are part of this thing. So the Bible said that through one man, salvation came, and through one man, sin came. Maybe through the restoration of Biafra, Africa will be liberated. That is black man will be liberated. Look at the insult coming from the United States of America. Go back to your country. Go back to your country. Good. It's because our country is not working. There's no modern nation. There's no kingdom we can refer to. There's no anything in the black man or a nation the black man can be proud of. And that is why the Bible has ordered the recognition of the kingdom of Biafra as the first Jewish black nation in the world. That's the campaign. And we are not there to kill anybody. Can the world recognize it? Can the world see this, as an added value to peaceful coexistence and humanity in Africa? It's as simple as that. I don't want to talk about anything in Nigeria because you can see, Nigeria has been riddled in corruption. The foundation was found in corruption. The leadership found in corruption. The process that coupled give us our temporary unity is also, riddled, swindled, in struggling in the mud of corruption. We cannot even see. Corruption has blinded everybody from having a proper perspective to governance. And we cannot continue to do that.
But if I may ask you this last question, because some people argue that the link between the Biafrans or the Igbos, as some people want to put it, is what gave them that resilience. And of course, see that the Jews by themselves are very successful in anything they lay hand on. That same blessing from God is what is working in the
I will not tell you lie. If you look at it very well, now if you don't agree, make you go hang, you see transformer there, go hang out. Not be we do them. But bros, what if we have decided to choose the other way around? Because I can remember.
No, someone said that's the way.
Let me tell you, it comes with a struggle too. Look at what happened in 460 years of the Jews Israel's existence in Egypt. 460 years. We are there, we are there. You don't know how to get wisdom. The wisdom is in labor. When you labor, you acquire wisdom. When you labor, they labored in Egypt for 460 years and acquired expertise. Igbos are laboring. They are in France, they are in Germany, they are everywhere in the world. How did the present day Israel, get to the level they are? Yes, everything you are seeing in this world, every industry, every process of innovation, every process of scientific breakthrough, if you look at the genesis behind it, they are all Jews. I've never seen anyone. Is this electricity? Is it motor? Is it the biggest factory in the world? I've just given you an instances of Julius Berger now. Julius Berger and his wife died in concentration camp. 5 years after, the same Jews gathered and started Julius Berger as a construction company. They never allow it to die. But if it is Nigeria, they will kill it. That's what we're talking about. So what do you decide to choose the other side? Because we recognize, if you go to Nri now, Nri Kingdom, any day anybody has that opportunity, we'll go there, you see things for yourself. You will know actually that we are connected to the Jews of the Bible. But you will see it clearly. It's where I have been, it's where I have seen things myself. You will notice it clearly that the sign of David there does not just come ordinarily. It is something our great-great-grand linked to God has established.
So you mean the sign of David is in Nri as we speak?
I can tell you, but I don't want to mention that secret. Let me keep it, But I can tell you that there are some persons in the Bible that their skull is still in Anambra today as a mark of heritage and lineage and genetical connection to today.
Maybe as part of investigative journalism, one day we'll make our way to
yes, you find out. But let me give you the last note. There was a governor of Enugu State, Chimaroke Nnamdi. If you can remember, he was a one-time governor of Enugu State. When he was governor, he had a world conference of Jewish diplomats. They all gathered in Enugu. I can see them under Chimaroke Nnamdi. They gathered in Enugu. There are mysterious things about Enugu, about Igbo land, that are still hidden.
So what you're saying that Nri is the root of Igbos?
Of course, Eri. You have yes, you have Eri, you have Uri, you have Eri, you have Uri. Eri is the progenitor of Igbo race.
So all Igbo race can be traced back to.
Simple there, you go see I'm live where how it started. I can tell you.
And are the one that left Israel.
Of course, Israel was Samaria and Judah until the first attack was carried out by the Syrians. The first attack on Israel was carried out by the Syrians. That's when it happened.
But that's the point where
the movement started. And you can remember what has happened there. So from there, you know why I make reference to Fernando Po of Portugal. Even because the Portuguese were the first explorers of repute in the world.
What's the reason without Fernando Po?
Yeah, that's what I want to explain to you now. How he came about the issue of the first kingdom that was named Biafra, established by sect. Not this Jewish sect, Then from there, from sect, after like maybe 30 centuries or 40 centuries or thereabout, there was a leak about that kingdom. So that's why you see where it was mentioned again was in Ethiopia. That kingdom was mentioned again in Ethiopia, was mentioned again in Portugal. The same Biafra. So it was this man that took that as a point of research and begin to trace this thing to a point where we discover that the first kingdom that was established on earth was Biafra. And it was not an Igbo man that brought Biafra. And how come that at the end of the day, they trace it and call the axis where the Igbo nation is most populated as Biafra, as the Bight of Biafra? No, you understand what I'm saying? You see the synergy, you see the connection, you see the divinity, and you see the relationship. They will almost enjoy the same culture and tradition with the present Jew. And let me give you one instance before I shut down. And go and find out what the Chi in Israel mean today. CHI.
Is it traceable to the Bible?
No, go and find out.
No, because for purpose of emphasis, for the benefit of our viewers.
Of course, now go and find out now. There's so many things connected. But let me not start mentioning these things in English. When you look at the Jewish pronunciation to some of these things, you understand what I mean.
You know why it's very easy to believe what you are saying? Because we are clearly seeing a video where some Israelis were very emphatic that these are our brothers. That
ndị be anyị nwadalụ nenu ka ifu nwere ikwu gbasata maka ya bụ ife ndị a niile nwanne nwoke rụtọgasị aka n'elu akwụkwọ kọwagasịa ife dị iche iche gbasata maka ya bụ okwu Maazị Nnamdi Kanu kwuru ụbọchị nke gara aga wee sị na onwe ọjọọ ga-atụ ya nga n'obodo a. Alright, what do you have to say? Drop it on the comment section below. Nke dị ka ibe ya bụ ebe anyị si wenotere onye bụ ozi a bụ Eastern News 24 ka emesịa na ụmụnne m.